Assalamualaikum and a good day to my respected lecturer and fellow educators. My name is Noor Akila Shoda Maintenancely, and today I will be presenting my reflection on a topic, National Educational Aspirations and the Formation of the Educator's Soul. In our current era of global educational transformation, being a teacher is no longer just about delivering a syllabus. As highlighted by Fullen 2020, describes the modern teacher as an agent of social change. This means we are the bridge, the connection between national policy and the lived reality of our students. I will explore how two primary frameworks, the Malaysia Education Blueprint (PPPM 2013-2025) and the Malaysian Education Quality Standards (SKPM), serve as more than just documents. To me, they are blueprints that have constructed my identity as a guru berjiwa pendidik or a teacher with the soul of an educator. Moving into our first core aspiration, we look at the Malaysia Education Blueprint (PPPM) 2013-2025. This blueprint isn't just a policy, it is actually the vision for our nation's future. Specifically, I want to focus on Shift 4, transforming teaching into a profession of choice. To have the soul of an educator means embracing the high standards set by the shift. It suggests that as teachers, we are not merely employees, but we are also like professionals who are responsible for our students' outcomes. The PPPM demands that we move away from traditional methods and towards a more student-centered, competency-based approach. This aspiration has shaped my identity by developing a sense of professional pride and responsibility. I recognize that to achieve the sixth student aspiration, especially thinking skills and ethics, I must first embody those qualities myself. How does this translate into my professional values? According to references, our competence is tied to how we integrate community needs into student learning. I justify my role through the value of holistic excellence. The PPM asks us to develop students who are globally competitive yet locally rooted. My identity as a teacher is therefore defined by balance. First, intellectual value. I challenge my students to think critically, moving beyond brute memorization to encourage themselves to think more with the brains. Second is moral value. I prioritize ethics and spirituality from the 6 aspirations by creating a classroom culture based on mutual respect and integrity. By aligning my personal teaching philosophy with the PPM, I make sure that my soul as an educator is not just driven by passion, but by a structured mission to produce balanced individuals for Malaysia's future. Next, we move on from the PPPM to the specific professional standards of ASPIRATIONS, which is Standard Quality Pendidikan Malaysia. If the blueprint is our compass, then the SKPM is our ruler. It's because it measures our quality as educators as a whole. My identity as a guru berjiwa pendidik is deeply applied in Standard 4, which defines the teacher as a facilitator, and it shifts the focus from teaching to learning. It requires me to be more than just a source of information. It requires educators, teachers to be the facilitator of the learning experiences. So what does the SKPM does to my professional values? Well, it reinforces the value of competency and compassion. As mentioned in my references, a teacher's professional competence is closely linked to the understanding of educational aspirations. For me, this means first is professionalism. I use the SKPM criteria to self-evaluate myself. I ask questions to myself. Am I engaging every student? Am I creating a conducive learning environment for my students? Second is community integration. The SKPM encourages us to look beyond the classroom, and my identity involves building relationships with the community to ensure that what I teach reflects the real-world situations and needs of my students. In short, the SKPM transformed my soul as an educator into action. It requires that my desire to teach is translated into high-quality outcomes for every learner I encounter. In the 21st century, a guru berjiwa pendidik must also possess a digital soul. As my references mentions, the meaningful learning is mostly driven by the strategic use of digital technology. However, for me, technology is not just a tool for delivery. It is also a tool for ethical modeling. My digital identity is built on two pillars: meaningful integration and ethical stewardship. First, meaningful integration. It means that I utilize digital platforms such as interactive simulations like quizzes, playgrounds, to bridge the gap between abstract theory in the textbook and real-life world applications and situations. This aligns with the PPM's goal of developing thinking skills. By using technology to solve problems rather than just present slides, I show my students that digital tools are for creation, not just consumption. Second, and most importantly, is ethical stewardship. As an educator, I have a responsibility to model digital citizenship. This means integrity, always citing sources, using APA format, or taking credit of the original author to avoid plagiarism is also what I am practiced to do it myself. So I will teach my students the same value of prioritizing the importance and appreciating intellectual property. Second is safety and empathy. By using digital space, we could foster social harmony, preventing cyberbullying and protecting students' privacy in social media. By integrating technology in this way, I demonstrate that a teacher's soul remains constant even in a virtual environment, not just a real-life environment. My identity is defined by using these tools to empower my students while keeping them grounded in human values. To conclude, my identity as a teacher is the result from national aspirations and both personal passion. The PPM gives me my vision. The SKPM provides me with professional standards. And digital technology offers the medium through which I reach the modern learner. But the soul, the jiwa, comes from the commitment to be an agent of social change. As I move forward in my career, I carry these frameworks not just strict requirements, but as the foundation of my professional pride as an educator. As a teacher, a Malaysian teacher dedicated to excellence, guided by integrity and inspired by the potential of every student. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.